What's up guys, XHOUNDISHx here, and today I wanted to talk about more or less everything we know about Destiny 2. Of course, we had the major reveal event, we've had E3, a bunch of interviews, trailers, vidocs, all of that stuff, so now is a good time to go over everything we know. So let's start from the beginning. Destiny 2 will feature an all-new story campaign called The Red War. This will be packed with more cinematics than ever before and will include more backstory. Destiny 2's story is about a Cabal warlord called Dominus Gall, or Gary, who has brought with him the Red Legion and has come to our system to take the Traveler's powers for himself. The game opens with the Cabal attack on the city, one which leaves us almost completely destroyed, and the main story of Destiny 2 will be our Guardian's journey to reunite the factions of the city and become powerful once again. So naturally we'll have new story missions, like I said, featuring more cinematics than ever before, as well as more general lore for the game, but we'll also have adventures which are unique to each explorable world. These will introduce you to the spaces, give you backstory and additional lore for some of the characters, and will also reward you gear. On top of this, we can expect a bunch of quests, which will also give more story background, but will reward new gear similar to the story-based progression quests that we had in the Taken King and Rise of Iron. We have 4 new worlds to explore, including the European Dead Zone, a vast area on Earth filled with forests, old settlements, and featuring a shard of the Traveler following a historic disastrous event. The Dead Zone will also feature the primary social space, which is called the Farm, and I'll talk about that more in a moment. We also have Io, which is a world filled with Vex architecture, which was also the last place the Traveler settled before visiting Earth. Io is where Ikora flees following the attack on the city. As a Guardian, you will be sent to discover the secrets of this lost world. The next world is Titan, a huge moon covered in an ocean of methane with Golden Age human installments which are sinking into the depths. This planet seems to be of particular interest to the Hive and is also where you'll find Zavala in your fight to reunite the Vanguard. Finally, we have Nessus, which is a lush planetoid with an almost alien jungle atmosphere. This is another Vex machine world filled with mystery and is also where Cade resides following the attack on the city. We spoke briefly about the Farm. This is the new social space in the Dead Zone. The farm will be the main base of operations for the story, featuring vendors and utilities, and we'll also find new characters, one of which is Hawthorne, who will be a critical quest giver and director for the story in Destiny 2. While we're on the subject of the world spaces, we will have new lost sectors on each location, and these are entirely hidden dungeons which you fight your way through to unlock loot which is guarded by a boss. We know very little about the progression or rewards for these activities, but they're bound to make the worlds more interesting. On top of this, the Explorable Worlds will also feature the classic patrol missions and newly revamped public events, all of which can be tracked on a new map in Destiny 2. The map will also be a guide to many of the treasure hunts and story adventures, and will also have a weekly flashpoint event which occurs on particular planets. This will introduce treasure maps which you can use to unlock new gear. We'll still have cooperative strikes in Destiny 2, which will be new and interesting, but will mostly maintain the typical format. We'll also have a brand new raid. Very little has been said about the raid, but it's almost certainly a Cabal-themed raid, which will take place in the European Dead Zone. There will be a new matchmaking system designed to get players into endgame content, which is called Guided Games. Guided Games allow solo players to search for existing groups who can help them complete activities like raids or nightfalls. Guided Games will be available throughout Destiny 2, but will only be available for normal mode content as opposed to things like hard mode raids. It will, however, serve as a great way for solo players to find groups and perhaps even find a clan which they want to join. Moving on to the Crucible, Destiny 2 will feature Revamped PVP. All of the game modes will be 4v4 based, and we know of one game mode called Countdown, which is an attack and defend based mode. We've also had hints that Supremacy and Control will return in Destiny 2, but PvP will feature a new HUD which shows player classes and whether they have supers available. It also names particular locations on the map for callout purposes and indicates who has picked up power ammo, which I'll speak about more in a moment. The Crucible will also have a new endgame activity, which is believed to be called Trials of the Nine, and this will most likely be similar to Trials of Osiris from Destiny 1. Destiny 2's PvP will not have ranked play at launch, but Bungie say there will be a common competitive playlist available. How this works specifically is something that we'll have to wait and see. Similarly though, private matches will not be available at the launch of Destiny 2, but Bungie say they are working on new content for the Crucible. Right now we've only seen one map and game mode, so it's going to be very exciting to see more. In Destiny 2, there will be 3 new subclasses, so we have the Arc Strider Hunter, an acrobatic class that can summon an arc staff and storm through the heart of a battle, destroying enemies as you go. We have the Sentinel Titan, who can protect allies with a shield. You can also throw the shield at enemies and ricochet it about. We also know that there will be a Ward of Dawn based ability in this subclass. And finally we have the Dawnblade Warlock, who summons a flaming sword that can rain down fire from above, which is pretty awesome. These in particular are updated versions of previous subclasses, the Blade Dancer, Defender and Sunsinger, but on top of this we will get the Striker Titan as well as the Gunslinger and the Void Walker. These will be revamped with new abilities. For example, the Striker Titan Super is now a roaming one, allowing multiple Fist of Havocs. On top of this, Gunslinger can fire up to 6 shots of Golden Gun, and we can expect similar adjustments to other classes as well. In Destiny 2, we will have all new weapons and exotics. Naturally, the weapon system though has been completely overhauled. We now have 2 primary weapon slots, one which is kinetic and one which is energy. The energy slot will allow elemental weapons of all varieties, and the kinetic slot will limit you to non-elemental primaries. Importantly though, you will be able to equip any combination, so you could have a kinetic scout with a solar hand cannon, you could even have 2 hand cannons or 2 auto rifles in your loadout if you wanted to. We finally have the power weapon slot, and this consists of heavy weapons as well as the special weapons that we had in Destiny 1. So now sniper rifles, fusion rifles and shotguns share the same category as rocket launchers or grenade launchers and will require the same ammo and everything like that. Some key new additions to the weapon arsenal include primary SMGs as well as grenade launchers and linear fusion rifles, which go in the power slot. Of course, we know that there will be new exotic weapons, but we will also have weapon foundries in the game, which will include Viced, a brand new weapon foundry, but also we'll have Omelon, Soros, Hake and Tex Mechanica. This means that a gunsmith vendor will be very likely in Destiny 2. Many weapons will be acquired through ranking up reputation in factions, as well as engrams and activity rewards. There will also be quests for some of the exotic gear. Some other exotics will drop in the classic ways we saw in Destiny 1. In terms of balance, we know that Bungie have new dev tools which allow them to balance weapons individually, meaning that one weapon being nerfed will not result in every weapon in its class being affected. This is something that we really wanted to see in Destiny 1, but for the weapons there will be new mods in Destiny 2. As of yet though, we have no information on how they'll work. Naturally, we'll also get new legendary and exotic armor with new perks and abilities. If you do want to know more, I have a video with all weapon and armor perks that we know of, which I'll link in the description below. Finally, for this video, Destiny 2 will launch on September the 6th and then on PC on October the 24th. Consoles will be limited to running at 30 frames, but there will be 4K support for the PlayStation Pro. We don't know if Xbox One will also be able to run at 4K, but for PC, which arrives later, the frame rates and resolutions will be completely unlocked. So that's more or less all of the core stuff about Destiny 2 that we know so far. There will be a few bits of information here and there that I haven't included in this video, but I have gone into basically everything we know in quite a lot of detail, so I will link the playlist to all of the most relevant Destiny 2 content down below. You can check out more videos if you want to. For now though, the next stop on the hype train will be the beta, coming up on the 18th of July if you've pre-ordered, and then going to open beta on the 23rd of July, so everyone will be able to play. We'll also get a PC beta sometime in August. So I hope you have enjoyed this video, guys. Let me know down below what you're most excited about, or any important stuff you'd like to highlight in the comment section. But if you have enjoyed this video, a like is appreciated, and if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit subscribe if you want to see a lot more Destiny 2 content. But for now, thanks for watching and have an awesome day.